A single camera production is a way of filmmaking which only uses one camera to gather the footage. These are used to give the director more control of each shot and are usually used for low-budget films and TV programmes. The differences between single camera and multi-camera setups are that in multi-camera productions they usually just have the same scenes in all episodes, like in How I Met Your Mother, whereas single camera are more freely set up and are used more outside settings, such as in Glue.
New girl.
That's right, I saw her.
As yourself. I didn't do that.
We're everywhere. Must have sourced the ingredients from around here.
Through a painstaking process of trial and error,
An over-the-shoulder shot is used in single-camera productions to establish the position of each person and is usually used during a conversation, so we can see the speaker and focus the audience's attention on one actor rather than both to add emphasis to them and the dialogue which is being spoken. A bird's eye view shot can also be used for tracking movement, but it has many other uses such as showing the location of the production. This shot can also be called an aerial shot. An establishing shot is used to familiarise the audience with the scene of where the footage is set. This is done by angling the camera outwards and zooming out so that you can see the entire area of where the episodes or film is set. The 180-degree rule, as demonstrated by this clip, is where the camera can be at any angle less than or up to 180 degrees. This is used by directors so that it doesn't disorientate the audience, as they may get confused if the actors are in opposite positions than they were in the previous shot. This rule is barely broken by directors as it allows the production to flow better with less confusion to the audience. Handheld camera movement is a large advantage of single-camera productions, as we are unable to achieve this with a multi-camera setup. This movement is used to show tension in the scene and atmosphere. A master and reaction shot is used so that we can see both actors' reaction to one situation, for example, as this one in Sherlock. It is done by filming the same part of the scene twice, but from behind both people's shoulders so that you can flick from one character to another to show the reaction as one of them has just spoken. This is done so that the audience can see the reaction of each character to what has been said, so that they can fully understand and be aware of what has happened and the reactions caused by this situation. These are some examples of high and low key lighting. High key lighting is where the shot is highly illuminated, whereas low key lighting is where the shot is quite dark and shadowy. These different types of lighting allow the director to portray different moods just from the amount of light within a set. The light can be diegetic or non-diegetic as long as there is a source within the shot from where the light has come from. There are many different camera angles ranging from an extreme close-up to an extreme long shot. The variety between these shots allow the director to hide or reveal as much as they may want in the set, which means these shot types can be used for many different things, such as focusing attention on a particular part of the shot, or being used as a mise-en-scène to set the scene.
Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
You were thinking. It's annoying.
Narrative structure is a very important part of filmmaking, and there are 10 different types of narrative structure: realist, anti-realist, chronological mix-up flashbacks, surreal, unlikely to happen, linear and non-linear, and then there are also open and closed endings. These are all used to have different effects on the audience. For example, an open ending is used so that the director can create more episodes or films on the same subject, whereas a closed ending is used to give the audience closure, which is not available from an open ending. A realist structure is used so that the audience can relate to the topic, whereas an anti-realist is so that they have an escapism from everyday problems. However, linear structures are used to give the audience a set flow throughout the film or episodes, whereas a non-linear is so that they have a mix-up to confuse the audience more, so they are more intrigued into the plot. This is the same for with chronicle and flashbacks. However, the flashbacks may be used so that the audience can understand what is happening at that moment in time due to something that previously happened in the past or maybe in a different episode.